What's going on, guys? My name is Oreo Token, and Bungie announced that they are reintroducing a couple of new weapons, but they're going to be adding a couple extra perks to these weapons. And the reason why this is important is because there is a 120 hand cannon that is out there that you can use instead of your steady hands or your true prophecies. We all know true prophecy is almost impossible to find. So another addition to the steady hand is welcomed tremendously. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the Loud Lullaby. All right, so what is new? Obviously, the Loud Lullaby has been in the game before, and it was sunset during that horrible time in Destiny 2. So what's so new about the gun as it comes back? Well, what Bungie said is the Loud Lullaby is going to be getting tunnel vision. So what tunnel vision does is it gives you target acquisition and increased ADS after you reload after getting a kill. So you kill somebody with your 120 hand cannon, which is apparently really easy to do right now because they're meta. You reload the weapon, and now you have better target acquisition and ADS speed. So closer to quick draw, and you stick on targets better with the bullet magnetism. So now you're gonna hit more shots after reload, and it's gonna be faster to scope. So these are kind of interesting perks to add on to there. What happens here is the Loud Lullaby is kind of a good middle ground to your steady hand and then to your true prophecy. The reason why I say that is because of the perks it rolls with. Now, the Loud Lullaby does not have scopes, it has barrels, unlike the steady hand. But that could be a good thing, and we'll talk about why. And then looking at the final perks, it has opening shot, unlike steady hand, which is amazing. And it has under pressure, which people don't talk about. That is a very useful perk that says improve stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lowered. Activates once the magazine goes below 50%, grants 25 to 50% increased accuracy and up to 20 stability. On a hand cannon, increasing those two stats is amazing. Those are some crucial stats right there outside of range. Those are almost the two next most crucial stats out there. So let's talk about what a god roll of this would look like, and then let's kind of see which one we think is gonna be better. Obviously, we haven't been able to use the new Lullaby in the new sandbox, but we can make an assumption from there. So let's go ahead and look at the Loud Lullaby and what it has. What's a god roll for that? All right, so let's take a look at the barrel perks. We have a couple ones on there, and we'll talk about why I chose this barrel perk in a second. I chose Corkscrew. Gives you +4 stability, +4 range, and +5 handling. On a 120 hand cannon, yes, range is important. But you have to understand, range is not the most important thing on a hand cannon. Having a good stability and handling stat is very important to keeping the gun steady, hitting your shots, and I don't want to lose that while getting range. So there are other perks in here that give you more range, but it reduces your handling, and that's not what I'm looking for in my gun. So I'm going to say Corkscrew Rifling is a very good perk to add on there. And then obviously if you get Hammer Forge plus +9 range, no loss, that's a very good perk as well, giving you 85 in this rolled range, which is amazing. And then I would also go with Small Bore. These are the three ones I would look at. Small Bore is also very good, +6 range, +6 stability. So those would be my barrel perks. After that, let's look at our magazine. Accurize for me just takes the cake. It's just, it's too worth it. If you really want stability, you can maybe look at steady rounds if you have maybe a Hammer Forge to cancel out some of that, but I prefer Accurized. After that, we're going to get into the perks. This is where this gun has so much potential. So let's start off. Obviously, tunnel vision needs to be added in here, but it's not here right now because it's new. It's not out yet. But looking at what we have here, first column, threat detector, very slept on, but I love it. And when you have enemies nearby, which you usually do in PvP, the maps are small enough where it's going to happen, within 15 meters of one enemy, +15 stability, 15 reload, and 25% increase in handling. With two enemies, 40 stability, 55 reload, and 43% handling animation speed. That's significant. You're closer to people, you're going to have your gun ready faster, you're going to be able to stay more steady on their head and reload quicker after getting a kill. Those are all things, that's what you want on your hand cannon. So that's a great perk, slept on. Under pressure, we talked about earlier, but increased stability and accuracy accuracy as the mag gets lower. So you don't have to be close within shotgun range or SMG range or fusion rifle range. You can stay further away, but you just need to get under half of your magazine, which you could waste shots, but it's really nice in a firefight for that to proc. So very good perk as well. Outlaw, if you're accurate, there's your headshot kill. Headshot kill, faster reload, and on a 120 reload right here is showing 3.42 seconds. Most engagements don't even last that long. TTKs are 0.6 seconds. You got to be really situationally placed to reload this weapon. So I highly recommend using a hunter or a transverse step, something that reloads your weapon for this one. That would be what I would choose in my first perk column. After that, there's really, in PvP, only 1 or 2 perks I wouldn't recommend in PvP. That's going to be your 4th time's a charm and demolitionist, which is situational, because if you're using a grenade build, that's amazing. So let's talk about explosive payload. Let's you have basically unlimited range. You can sacrifice your range on some of these other things out here and use that and do most of your damage on a shot from ridiculous distances. Great perk. Steady hand is missing that, and that would make steady hand OP. So this is where your true prophecies come in, where this is the middle ground. Great perk. Opening shot makes you extremely accurate on your first shot. Landing that first shot almost can win a firefight for you. If you get that first shot on the head, add more flinch to them and where they can't hit you back, that's a huge win. And it's so deadly cross map, really. Multi-kill clip, obviously you get a damage boost as you get kills and reload. That's gonna be a little harder on this weapon because of the reload side. So don't recommend that really in PvP because of the reload time, but it's pretty good. And then a rampage, as you get a kill, you get stacks on your rampage for damage. That's gonna be very good. You can put your rampage spec on down in here and then increase the duration of rampage, I think to 5 seconds, 5 or 6 seconds. Oh, my bad, 4.5. I lied. Just about 5. So that would be how I would do the god roll for this weapon. Now, the reason why I personally like the perks on this is because you not only do you have a choice between damage stats, you have opening shot and explosive payload. If you had these 2 options on the steady hand would be the god tier hand cannon 120 right now. And they know that. That's why they didn't put it on it, because it's god tier if you put that on there. So having the Loud Lullaby as an option is amazing for your 120s. Obviously, this is a kinetic hand cannon, so you're not going to be comparing this to your ignis hammers or your bottom dollars. So this is where you have the option to go ahead and choose between your steady hand, which only comes around during Iron Banner. Remember, this is now on the moon. This is farmable. You can farm this weapon, which makes it ridiculously awesome. Go to the lectern and farm the Loud Lullaby. Highly recommend this. This is going to be the weapon, the 120 anybody can get. It is reachable for everybody, so go for this weapon. It is a great base weapon, 120 for anybody to use. And because of the farmability, because of the option of the rolls, and because of how lethal it can be, this is going to be my 120 I recommend for people. Steady hand is great. It has more aim assist. It has some good rolls. It has moving target on there, which also is a great perk. But this gun, which is accessible to anybody, will be just as good to use, and it kind of looks cooler too, let's be honest. So highly recommend Loud Lullaby. The steady hand is a great weapon. We definitely reviewed it, we talked about it. But comparing apples to apples, there is less range, less stability, and less aim assist on the Loud Lullaby, but the fact that it has opening shot and explosive payload makes up for it. Because of that, that's why I choose Loud Lullaby. Now, I know this is a reissued weapon, and I know how we feel about that. It does have an extra perk, and I get that. I know a lot of us have farmed for this weapon and have gotten this weapon, but I'm glad to see that this is not dropping with a DLC or season. This is dropping mid-season. July 6th, mid-season. That's a good sign. I'm okay with this being behind, basically, we paid for it before, but it's not like the staple of what's coming next season. This is just an additional content drop that has happened for this weapon. And I understand people don't like the fact that we had sunset to begin with, but the fact that they're bringing this back for people who paid for it, and which it should never have left, let's be honest, but they're bringing it back with a new perk is a good sign. It is a healthy sign that they're trying to reintroduce some of the older weapons and not lock it behind a paid season or something along those lines, and they're giving it to us mid-season. That's a step in the right direction. Obviously, there are other things that are going on in the game that may have you questioning things, but this is a step in the right direction. I'm thankful that Bungie's doing that. And we need to definitely give them a little bit of credit where credit's due for that. So thank you for reintroducing some of these weapons. And I mean, the Twilight Oath is coming out too. We all know that that's a goated sniper too. We'll see how that works with the zoom changes, but super excited about what they did there. Once again, my name is Oreo Token. Thank you for stopping by. Highly recommend this Loud Lullaby. I think it's going to be the farmable solution for 120s for everybody to have. You'll see it hitting the PvP boards. Honestly, it might even start hitting the trials boards because people are going to start using it. Probably not over the, it just depends how we use it. And because it's your primary, you can pair it with your Fellwinters. You can pair it with your Frozen Orbits. You can pair it with so many things in that secondary slot. It keeps the options open. And that's what's really nice about it. So keep your eyes out for this. I highly recommend it. Once again, my name is Oreo Token. Have an amazing day. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.